What up? All right, so Michael, he said his comments are getting shadow banned. I could see his comments in the notifications, which is rare. Usually when they take something down, I'll click on it in notifications and it won't be there, but I'll see it in the notifications, but it won't be there. I clicked on what Michael had to say in notifications and it was there, but I would go to it in the video. I would click the video and it would not be there. Unless, now that I think about it,
not count the
I was going to say, unless his comments were on a different video. Unless his comments were on a different video, I was thinking. Maybe he put them all down here. No, they're just gone. Like they're just gone. They should have been here. I'm almost positive on my latest video, August 21st. So let me read them to you. Instead of me sending them to my email, I just went ahead and screenshotted them. And I was too lazy, I guess, I try to stay off my cell phone as much. Like right now it's on airplane mode. And so Michael said, Ronald Reagan was the last president to visit Coleman, Alabama. He had an event in 1981. Trump won Coleman County with 88% of the vote in the 2020 election. Coleman County was the county with the second highest winning vote percentage for Trump. Neighboring Winston County, Alabama, had the highest Trump win percentage. They're calling the area the heart of Trump country. Several other channels are stating that the Sturgeon full moon is a blue moon on 8/21, 8/22. If so, that matches I Pet Goat. And he did tell me that had to do with in I Pet Goat, it sort of shows a shade of blue. Let's bring that up. Zachariah 11:17 says it will be to his right eye. So he's coming up. Michael says that that's a blue moon. I like it. Very easily could be. Now, I checked out some astrologers and what they had to say, and boy, was that ever trying on my system, being that I was a former astrologer. And it was very difficult for me to listen to him saying, well, it's basically impossible for me to listen what he was saying and not start to equate it to my own natal chart. Like my mind would just start to drift and I would have to stop myself because I was driving back from Whole Foods and I had to tell myself, refocus, you know, kind of like when you smack your child on your 2-year-old grandchild or your child on the hand when they reach for the boiling pot of water on the stove and you smack their hand. I had to smack myself, like, stop letting your mind drift. That your natal chart has a Mars and Virgo, and he's talking about all this Virgo and this and that and blah 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 blah, all these different signs. And y'all, this is big what's coming up astrologically, because that full moon will be right in line, I think, and we'll play it, but that does look like a blue moon. Okay. And blue moons are not really blue. One astrologer said that whole thing about a blue moon being 2 full moons in 1 month is hogwash. Now, most people will tell you that's what a blue moon is, or which one purist astrologer said is the only blue moon is when you have 4 in one season. The third one is referred to as the blue moon. Well, why the third one? Why not the fourth one? Well, if he gets popped on this third of 4 full moons in a season, because you should only have 3 full moons in a season, 3 times the 4 seasons gives you 12 full moons. But if 4 happen to land in a season, they call it a blue moon. Why would they not call the 4th one a blue? They don't. They call the 3rd one a blue moon. Is that because this was always meant to be, that he would get popped in the right eye at this particular date? So they referred to these as the blue moon? I don't know. So let's continue with what Michael's saying. We need to revisit Echo and the Bunnyman song, The Killing Moon. They are calling Trump's, remember that was from the Donnie Darko. They're calling Trump's current rallies Save America. It might be a stretch, but I did Gematria on Save America, Alabama. This is why I love Michael. He does all that good Gematria. This is combined results for Jewish and English Gematria. This is Save America, Alabama. Donald Trump, Echo and the Bunnyman, who did this song, you know, The Killing Moon. President Trump death, 7/11 written out, which, by the way, is what September 11 was. October is 8, Sept is 7. Jamie sent me a guy that told me that, and I'd heard that before, of course, from other stuff, because we've talked about that. It also comes to Antichristo and Whirlpool. And then he put last August during speech at Whirlpool. I lost it. Can't remember what else he said. But here it is. Whirlpool last August during speech at Whirlpool Factory. I remember that when he was at the Whirlpool Factory a year ago last August. Trump made a cryptic comment about having enemies and disappearing for a while. It also comes to war. Mary Trump, Trump's mom, Great Scott, which, you know, is Back to the Future. Why did he keep saying Great Scott? Like it's an expression. Well, that's what Trump is. He's the Great Scott. His mom's Scottish. And he said Mary Trump also comes to Save America, Alabama. Maybe just another rabbit hole, but I'll investigate every rabbit hole. I love that. One person commented, "Hi, could you show me where it said the head wound comes before the pale horse?" And y'all, that goes back to my Telling Truth Archives channel, where it's a 4-video set on the playlist, I believe, or 5, and it's titled Mark of the Beast, Knowing for Sure. And I take you through 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 11, take you through Matthew 24, take you through Revelation 13, Revelation 17, verses 8 through 11, Daniel 9:27, Daniel 2:43, Daniel 7:21 through 25. That matches the Trump Tower, 5 multiple addresses. And yes, you got to put all those together, because that's everything that's taking place when the Antichrist returns and the Mark of the Beast time. It's not just to buy or sell. Good grief. These fake YouTube channels that are everywhere. Boy, they'll make it about buying and selling. And the other thing they'll make it about is your body's the temple. This pokey poke sticker that's it. That's the abomination. I'm like, the only person whose body is a temple is the sheep, and the Antichrist is not going to stand in a sheep's body and declare himself to be God by proxy. Right there, it's null and void. But if you would have gone through this Roman study that I'm doing on my daily Bible study channel that nobody watches because I only have like 2 views, 3 views, 2 views, 3 views. I lied. I had 10 views the other day. What happened? Yeah, it's 25 minutes. Might be my son. Hang on just a second. Yeah, it was this video. And by the way, that's my daily Bible study channel, 11 minutes. I had 5 views from yesterday's. They've picked up. You know what? Someone did say, I'm going to get caught up on your Bible study. So they picked up to that usual 5 or 6 range. Someone had 10. When you see the 10, 13, or 11, some people might be going back. Like they started it, went 5, 10 minutes, 5 or 8 minutes, and then went back and finished, and that'll count as 2 views. So, all right. I'd like to say I got about 5 folks checking those things out. I wish all of y'all were. There's so much information there. And if there's something that doesn't sound right, question me. Let's study it. And let's continue. So I will tell you something I came across that I found very enlightening. I believe it was from Shaking My Head Productions. And I thought it was something that y'all should check out. I don't know. Did I tell you all about Friday the 13th and Knights Templar Crusade? That was enormous. The Greatest Show on Earth, Roman. I don't know if that was it. I don't know. I came across something I really wanted y'all to watch. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Shaking My Head Productions has a channel 5 now, and they've been putting out videos like crazy, and I haven't watched any of these. Tokyo Olympics, Truth in Plain Sight. I caught that one. Lucifer is serious about climate change. This, that's the whole agenda. Mother Earth, the mother goddess. So you check this guy out. By the way, everything that's happening in Afghanistan, there's a video called Pallywood. It's 18 minutes long. I'll put it down in the description. They show you something that ended up on 60 Minutes. Somebody filmed them filming. All this unrest in the Middle East was faked. Pallywood, Palestine, Hollywood. They showed this guy, heard all these gunshots, and guy falls down like he's shot, and an ambulance rolls up, and they pick this guy up, and they put him in an ambulance, and it drives off. And it ended up on 60 Minutes, and they show it on 60 Minutes to prove it. But they follow the ambulance around the corner, and the guys get out of the car, and the guy gets out of the ambulance. They're all laughing and joking. It's fake. It's not just that, the alphabet letters of our country did it, but it's real. No, it's faked. Just like, over there at the Cape here in Florida, those rockets that go up and seem like, it seems like they're going over the ocean. Well, that's the curvature. Liar. So you follow what I'm saying. All this Afghanistan, I don't trust none of it, man. Like we're going to let go of all that heroin over there. Okay. Spirit of Whoredoms. I love it when they play that voice of that guy reading the Bible and you hear him say the spirit of whoredom. I'll like walk around my condo going, Spirit of Whoredoms. For the spirit of whoredoms have caused her to err, as Hosea 4:12, Hosea 5, Hosea 4 and Hosea 5. The spirit of whoredoms. Again, the spirit of whoredoms. That's Mystery Babylon is female because all the fallen angels are male. So what's up, folks? Isn't no wonder that Lucifer himself can transform himself into an angel of light. That means he can shape shift. If he can transform himself, then he's transformed himself into a female, which is why you got a female angel on top of your Christ Mass tree. Tree worship, grove worship. Michael Jack also said, I sent you linked articles for everything that I told you, the Reagan visit, the Trump percentage in Coleman County, 88%, Whirlpool cryptic statement last August, and the media calling this part of Alabama the heart of Trump country. It appears that YouTube has shadow banned all these links. And I didn't catch any links, but I did see his comments. Him diplomatically conquering the evil cabal without much need or violence, chaos, then receiving the head wound to kickstart World War III, which of course eventually returns from to restore law, order to the world. Him exposing the Illuminati and their horrible crimes is a powerful tool. It would make sense to elevate his image to the whole world by having him accomplish such an act so people will be deluded into thinking they lost a hero, which is what The Dark Knight Rises was about, the guy fighting crime, making his comeback all the more powerful. I think that was the last of Michael's stuff. I did, and I was reading this one and got sidetracked when my son called. Hi, could you show me where it says the head? Oh, we went over that you got to put all those together, and that will tell you that the Antichrist. Oh, and I also told them through the predictive programming of The Dark Knight Rises is how you know it's removal and then return to save the day, which is to save the earth. And iPet Goat too. It's removal, war. And we know that when the war comes, it's war, famine, and death. What comes with war? Publix. All your grocery stores aren't, thriving. Thrive Market isn't thriving. Electricity, diesel fuel, gas, oil refineries, gone. But they're not going to destroy their infrastructure unless they really want to just wipe out the USA. They will, to bring everything back to where people can see him come back from the dead, they will want to be able to turn everything back on. So believe it or not, their destruction will be carefully planned out, where bombs are, where bombs aren't. But Babylon Watch is something I really want. His doctrine is free will. But other than that, this guy is probably my favorite, along with Angel White and along with Shaking My Head Productions and Shaking My Head Productions 5. Here's the guy with the full moon.
The day of the full moon, you see, this is the opposition. 12 hours, midday, 12:02 actually, midday, on the 22nd of August.
It's going to be 8:02 a.m. here on Saturday. (8:02 a.m.) Saturday or Sunday? Hang on. Sturgeon full moon, 8:02 a.m. on Saturday morning. He's got it on the 22nd at 12:02. Hang on just a second. No, it's Sunday, folks. My bad. So yeah, it's Sunday at 8:02 a.m., which is 12 hours after Trump's speech begins. So that is within the 24 hours of the time frame of a full moon. So Sunday at 8:02, all the way through that's our time, through Monday at 8:02, and of course Saturday at 8:02. 24 hours before it, 24. It's a 48-hour, 24 before, 24 after. So Saturday night and Sunday night, the moon will appear to be full in the sky. Let's continue on with this guy. Sorry.
And that will be the day of the full moon. You see, this is the opposition between the sun and the moon here. But next to the moon, we see
Listen to him talk about these energies and how Jupiter.
And that is going to create a very powerful announcement of the energy of the moon.
So Jupiter is going to be conjunct, it looks like. I think it's.
But next to the moon, we see Jupiter.
Yeah.
And that is going to create.
They're going to be conjunct. That's a very powerful alignment. So this full moon, and I want y'all to think about this too. Do y'all remember in The Dark Knight Rises, at the beginning, Bane says, "No, you must stay behind. One of us must die in the wreckage." And Bane, the fire rises. And I want you to think that this full moon is when the sun is at the very end of Leo, a fire sign. But Aquarius is what? It's an air sign. What makes fire rise? Air. So this is a fire-air full moon, which air makes the fire rise. Fuel and air is what a fire needs. They'll expect one of us to die in the wreckage. He's putting his harness on to go join him. Bane says, no, one of us must die in the wreckage.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. Then he's going to say, is the fire rising? And Bane says, yes, the fire rises. What makes fire rise? Air. Full moon in Aquarius as an air sign, Leo, fire sign. The moon is opposite the sun, astrologically speaking. In reality, it's all a bunch of, Have we started the fire?
Yes, the fire rises.
The fire rises. Woo! Child, please. Well, that full moon rises on Sunday night. If he goes down Saturday night, what do you think is going to take place on this earth the next 24 hours? So it's setting up nicely. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to tell you straight up, I could watch that movie every day. I mean, every week, 52 weeks a year. That is, it's that spiritual. That stuff is spiritual, man. That's fallen angel stuff, man. All right. I'm only going to finish up with this cat. If y'all don't want to listen to it, that's fine. I'll put it in the description anyway, but I'm going to run through it pretty fastly, and I'll slow it down to 175 and just listen to how he describes everything. And it really tells you what all we're in for this coming Saturday, Sunday, along with the following week.
A very powerful announcement of the energy of the moon. The full moon is already something quite intense.
Okay. We pretty much see that anytime there's a full moon. I do as a PE coach, like students are just off the rails. Emergency rooms, they always tell you, people that work them, police, they always tell you it's nuts. Now, this is Satan's world, this whole world of astrology, even though there's a lot of astrologers that tell you the Earth's flat. And they do flat Earth astrology, which would be, but it's still astrology. But this stuff is very wicked. It's like numerology. But so you don't want to let this speak to your own life. You want to let this speak to what their agenda is and how this plays into Satan's bringing about the end times per God's script.
But with Jupiter on top of it, it's going to make it even more intense. So that intensity will probably create a surge of emotional reactions in some of us.
Emotional reactions, a surge of emotional reactions. If he goes down, and what did we say? They're going to hit the streets. And they've got this planned out to hit the streets. The left will send theirs out into this. We saw them do that with the whole, this matters, that matters, this doesn't matter, you matter, I matter, we all matter. I've got matter in my eye. I can't breathe matters. You matter, I matter, I can't. We know they can send their people out in the streets and shut down cities. They can do whatever they want to do. They've got this planned out. And the right's going to hit the streets too. All scripted behavior so they can what? What did Bain do? I declare martial law. When? Yeah, after Batman was removed.
And it may have an effect on our health, but also on the Earth's health itself, which means that there could be some meteorological events that will have a very strong influence in certain areas of the world. Well, this is a period that we need to sort of get prepared for. It is very strong. It is very
We've been preparing for this for a long time. Thank you.
Strong because very soon, about 1 to 2 hours after the full moon, the moon will change sign to trend.
Yeah. So instead of Leo, the sun will then move into Virgo Sunday morning.
Through in Pisces. You see, in Pisces, this is going to create a conjunction on the 24th.
And of course, the moon will move into Pisces. That's what he's saying. The moon will move into, I'm not sure when the sun. Let's go back and see what he said again.
Will change sign to transit through in Pisces. It is very strong because very soon, about 1 to 2 hours after the full moon, the moon will change sign.
The moon will.
To transit through in Pisces. You see, in Pisces, it is going.
So the sun would change a day around that time too. Because it changes, the zodiac signs change on either the 20th, 21st, 22nd, sometimes even the 23rd, depending on what time of year it is. It's 22nd, 23rd when it's in July. So it's 22nd, 23rd when it's in August too. So time frame of sun sign Virgo.
According to Wikipedia, under the
August
tropical
22nd.
zodiac, the sun transits this area on average between August 23rd and September 22nd, and the sun transits the constellation Virgo from approximately September 16th to October 30th.
This says August 23rd, and look what it says down here, August 22nd. So like I told you, in July, it's 22nd or 23rd, depending on the year. And it's the same in August when it's Virgo. So not only is the moon changing signs, the sun will be too, but let's keep going.
Going to create a conjunction on the 24th of August with Neptune. And as you can see, Neptune.
So the moon goes from being in conjunct with Jupiter to being in conjunct with Neptune. No, he's going to explain all this stuff, man. This is nutty stuff.
Junction on the 24th of August with Neptune. And as you can see, Neptune is in opposition with Mercury and Mars here.
So Neptune is in opposition. That's strife. That's friction. That's frictional.
Conjunct in Virgo. Neptune is the ruler, as we say in astrology, of Pisces. So it is very strong.
So Neptune is in Pisces, and it is the ruler of Pisces. So this will be a very, you see what's going on, right?
In the sign.
Now, why are we looking at this? Not for our own astrological. It's the same with this full moon stuff. Trump was born on a lunar eclipse. This is what they do. That's the only reason we're looking at this.
It's been in Pisces since 2012, and it will remain in Pisces until 2026. Neptune is a very slow planet. It takes 165 years to revolve right around the zodiac. So what is happening is,
and we know that Neptune is not a planet, it is a wandering star on the flat earth, under the dome, under the firmament.
And will be linked to the influence of Neptune in opposition with Mars and Mercury.
Opposition with Mars and Mercury. Mercury communication, Mars war.
That may create something quite memorable as far as the reactions of some of us.
Reactions? If he goes down, the reactions on the 24th and 25th, that's what he's telling. That's why I wanted y'all to look at this.
Are concerned. Mercury represents our ability to communicate. It represents our rational mind, our brain.
Anyway, I'll put the rest in the comments. So, because he goes over everything that's taking place on the 25th, on the 28th, on the 30th, on September 6th. What's going on then when the moon's over there and it's opposite Jupiter? He goes over all this stuff. And again, may God be true and every man a liar. Make sure when you're listening to this, if you know anything about astrology, or you did like I do, that you make sure that you keep smacking yourself and don't allow your mind to drift. Okay. And even think remotely for a second about your own life, that just try to put what he's saying in with what would happen when Trump goes down. Okay. Because the Lord created the evil of this world. He said, I create evil, I create darkness, I, the Lord, do all these things. All of this is his plan. So if the astrology is real, I can assure you, I no longer have anything to do with it past this kind of stuff. But I used to be extremely well-versed in it. Not only did I know my Mars was in Virgo, when I was born, the planet Mars was in Virgo, but I knew what house it landed in on my zodiac wheel. See, these things are houses. I knew, and I knew what that meant. I have since forgotten all of that, thankfully. Thankfully, all that stuff is out of my head, and only the basics are in my head, like where we're pretty much those planets. Like I had a Virgo rising. I was born with moon in Taurus. By the way, all of my signs were feminine signs. And I was, and I was never one to pick fights, get in fights, be very aggressive. Everything fit. And if it fits, and if it did fit, because that's how the Lord, when he says, I create evil, I create darkness. And if their astrology world is very real on a very dark. In other words, the demonic world, it swims in reality in, like, Satan is the prince of the power of the air, and all this stuff swims in reality through God creating the evil, and Satan and the fallen angels then being in charge of that evil. They do God's evil on this earth, but not a thing do they do that God has not ordained that they do it. So if the astrology is real, we are not supposed to, like, I don't go now and look at my astrology. When he started talking about this, my mind started drifting. It started going there because I know so much about my own natal chart. I knew that when I was born, Venus was in Taurus, Mars was in Virgo, and he started talking about Pisces and Virgo and Mars, blah, 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 blah. In my mind started clicking. It would go back to that. It's kind of like when they tell a drug addict, don't drink alcohol, because once you open up one door, you follow what I'm saying? So this was a little rough on me, and I'm sharing it with y'all to let you know how that spirit world works and how that spirit world operates. Just say no. That's what I had to do. And that's why I don't want to listen to any more of this again. I did probably pretty much all the way through on the ride home from Whole Foods yesterday. And while you're driving, your mind will drift. And so anyway, I love y'all very much. Michael, epic work, my friend. Jamie in Louisiana sent me this cat who I thought was pretty interesting to listen to. I'm going to listen to him again tonight to where I can actually watch it on my TV. This Babylon Watch, Truth in Plain Sight, Discerning the Spirit of Babylon. You should go through all his videos that talk about, because it was this guy that helped me understand. He doesn't word it like this. I might have taken it to one more extra step, but I would have never have gotten there without him. He will tell you that Lucifer is female, but he never says Lucifer is nothing more than a shape-shifting female transgendered version of the male fallen angel Satan. He doesn't quite take it to that level, but he exposes their world. And that allowed me to then understand why Trump's got an upside down pyramid of 6 by 6 by 6 bushes, that it's all about the divine feminine. And that allowed me to take Trump and understand Trump and that whole world into a whole nother level. So everything that I've learned from this channel and that channel and this channel and that channel, and listening to Jim Brown, the preacher who doesn't preach the truth all the way through. He believes hell is eternal torment. He believes in tithing. He doesn't believe in demons. But the things he did tell me, the Lord has somehow allowed me to take the truth from this person, take the truth from that person, but be able to discern when they're not telling the truth. And that's just from the Holy Spirit. That's grace. That's a gift. It's free. It ain't nothing I ever did. So should I put that in the description? I'll try to remember to do that. He'll be in the description. Be careful. Pallywood will be in the description. That's pretty much it. Just know that Shaking My Head Productions has a Shaking My Head Productions 5 that we need to subscribe to. All right. I love y'all very much. Ask questions. Blue Moon. Spirit of Hold'ems.